Helen?
Ben, you're in Spain.
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing here?
At its very essence, it is a story of self-discovery.
When I was traveling around and also being in Granada, I think the first few questions is, oh, where are you from? Am I talking as a Pakistani or as a British person?
Hi all, this is Sailesh Ram, AsianCultureVulture.com. We're going to be talking about Granada Nights, which had a UK release on May 28th and then screened again in the UK Asian Film Festival on June the 2nd. It's about a young man called Ben who arrives in the city of Granada in Spain looking for his girlfriend. Things don't go to plan. We're going to be talking to Antonio Aakeel, the lead actor who plays Ben, and writer-director Abid Khan.
It's not autobiographical,
Yeah.
But it's kind of based on my experiences and the people I've met, and also living in Granada itself. I studied there for a month and it just captured me, and I ended up living in that city for about a year.
If you feel it, you have to stay here and you have to embrace it.
Any kind of artist or writer or filmmaker uses the experiences of their own life to kind of in their art.
Make yourself busy, distract yourself with meeting people and having a little bit of fun.
Antonio, how is your Spanish? Or how was it before you got to Spain and started playing Ben?
No hablo español.
No, he's good. He's being modest.
Abid is very good at Spanish, and so he kind of taught me a little bit. I know I have an Italian Spanish name, but I'm literally normally just fully Indian.
What drew you to Ben? What did you find easy about him? What did you find difficult?
I think initially it was a conversation that I had with Abid about his experience in Granada and the way he pitched the energy of the city to me. As an actor, the first thing you want to do really is invest in people. So I just really liked Abid, and I just wanted to join him on this journey.
The arc that Ben has during this film, how would you describe it?
At its very essence, it is a story of self-discovery. And, you could look at this through the lens of being young and what it means to come of age. But really, for me, the film has a spiritual heart to it, because it really is at its very core about identity and about discovering who we are and the interactions that we have with people. And the fact that, friendship and love can be a very transient experience, and it can be quite fleeting. And finding comfort in that and finding meaning in that.
I missed you.
Ben, I don't love you.
A lot of the script was written on location. A lot of events that were happening in Granada I witnessed firsthand, and I kind of brought them into the script, and I kind of decided to shoot live events but wrap a narrative around these events.
There's a really timeless quality to this story. And that's testament, I suppose, to, Abid, because he was very conscious of the fact that we weren't going to be having smartphones. We weren't going to be talking about, apps that are of this time, so that this film could be set at any point really in the last, 20 to 25 years. It's really about the real life connections that we make with people. And that is at the forefront of this film. That
kind of freedom that we might have had before Brexit is not there in the same way. And this is obviously a pre-Brexit film.
There was a question about putting Brexit into the conversation, but we didn't want to date it, as Antonio said.
No.
But also, it's not just Brexit. I think what it tries to fight is the rise of the far right around Europe. And it's important with all this division that's going on in the world that we kind of remind people, we should celebrate our differences, but also remind people of our similarities. And we are, in essence, we're all foreigners in this world.
You asked about home. It's not where you were born or the color of your skin.
The interesting thing about identity in this and his encounter with Bilal. Was Bilal a bigger character in the beginning when you first wrote this story?
He was, but then, the story I wanted to tell was almost a little bit less about identity, because we don't really talk about too much about where the characters are from. The nationalities aren't a big thing. Because the focus I wanted to put on was, we're all foreigners in the same place together. We're in the same place together, and that's what connects us. And these shared experiences with other people who are experiencing Granada for the first time, is kind of capturing that and that kind of human connection. Really, it is kind of self-discovery through a significant other, rather than who you are, what nationality you are, what religion you are. Because at the end of the day, these don't really matter. It's really how you connect with other humans.
It's over.
obviously when we're in the UK, we have a particular kind of identity as Asians, or British Asians, British Indian, British Pakistanis, or whatever. And when we go abroad, especially to Europe, that it's not quite as apparent in that obvious way. I don't know.
Absolutely. It's funny. It's like when Bilal and Ben kind of meet, there's this acknowledgement, oh, you're from my from my community, from my world. But it's interesting because it's more evident here in the UK. It's interesting because when I was traveling around and also being in Granada, I think the first few questions is, oh, where are you from? Am I talking as a Pakistani or as a British person?
That struggle is like energy.
Yeah, well, I feel it.
This film was made with a lot of heart, and the main reason was I wanted to capture a moment that was important to me and to my friends, and really that's what the essence was. We had a crowdfunding campaign. I did some medical trials. We had some great investors who also were expatriates or immigrants, living in other countries who understood, what it means to be a foreigner in a foreign country.
And eventually, you're going to forget about it.
Aspect, it starts in quite a different aspect ratio.
A lot of the streets, if you can imagine, in Spain and also Mediterranean countries, is very narrow and kind of vertical, picturesque kind of streets, and we thought it really lent itself to the 1x1 format. But also we kind of knew that this story is about Ben kind of discovering himself and broadening his horizons, and so we wanted to open up that photography and have him quite closed and kind of locked off at the beginning to match, his kind of path almost to, discovering, not just the city, his friends, but ultimately himself, but slowly opening it up without distracting the audience. So we decided to kind of increase it on the cut, make it very subtle, so it's not really anything that can be noticed.
What are you doing here?
Great friends.
I came here for the wrong reasons.
It is very jarring to be in a place that is unknown to you. And most people, from my experience, are very, very unused to change. Persevering and immersing yourself in another culture can actually be something that's quite interesting and something that you can gain real value from.
You have a good thing going on here.
This moment, this is all we got. We're never going to be here again, us together. So let's make the most of it, guys, because this is it. Sense of belonging.
Thank you guys for your time, and it was great talking to you, and hope to see you again soon.